Good morning, and thank you for joining us for this episode of SBB Live. I am so excited today to bring on a couple of long-standing partners and dear friends of mine. We have Mr. Tony Serrano, who is joining us from Dimond Oaks Village and Sandalwood Village, and I think you're even adding a property up in the Northport area, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Sarasota, right?
Sarasota, you got it.
Yeah, so Tony is the field marketing manager for all of these communities here in Florida. So welcome, Tony. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
And we have Mr. Adam Corcoran, who is the Director of Business Development for Golden Care. It's a local home care agency right here in Southwest Florida. How are you this morning, Adam?
Excellent, man. Thanks for having Tony. Good seeing you as always.
Absolutely.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about how to stay independent in your own home, wherever you call home. So Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and your communities. They're very unique. They're active adult. They're not a strategic or traditional independent living community. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
So as you mentioned, I represent a few communities here in Southwest Florida, as well as Sarasota upcoming. I'm Tony Serrano. I'm the field marketing manager for those three properties: Dimond Oaks Village in Bonita Springs, Sandalwood Village in Naples. And we are what we like to call active adult communities. So we have tons of amenities, tons of activities, and the key word there is active. So we are full-time rentals. And we afford everything that most communities down here in Southwest Florida have. The key difference is we don't have healthcare. So we have a lot of different options. You pay for what you need. So usually you're not paying as much. And that's where Adam would come into place for our aging in place.
Yeah, so let's elaborate on that a little bit, Adam. You come into people's homes, again, wherever they call home. So these active adult communities that are really like, and we'll dive into it a little deeper in a minute, Tony, but really they're like an apartment complex for seniors. So it's almost like going back to college and living in your college dorms. I love the thought of that, being around all these active seniors, but also about, I would say 90% or more of seniors would prefer to age in place in their homes, other than when they're single. And I think they might look at definitely coming into an active adult community. So go through some of the things that you do to keep them active and independent in a community like Dimond Oaks Village, Sandalwood Village, or in a place that they call home.
Sorry, I couldn't. At the end of the day, people want to try to maintain independence as long as possible, right? Whether that's in their home setting or in, if they do transition to an active independent living community. The thought of going to a skilled nursing environment or assisted living is scary to some people. So maintaining independence is really what people look to achieve. I think a recent study said that if you ask 100 people how many people would prefer to maintain independence, 90% of people would want to do that. And it could be accomplished with level of support with a company like Golden Care. So a company like ours, from a home care agency perspective, we would send in a home care home health aide or a certified nursing assistant and provide a la carte services. So whether someone just needed, additional assistance with exercising or going to the store or, some light housekeeping. Those are the types of things that we do to kind of take some stuff off of that person's plate so they can focus in on those activities and those greater things of life.
Yeah, and speaking of activities, Tony, you guys have an enormous amount of activities and you have great activities directors there. So, the next phase of a person's life when they're looking to, have a little more fun and not deal with the yard work and which, sign me up. I'm ready to go right now. My goodness. Talk to us about the activities and some of the additional amenities that are included in an active adult community like yours.
Absolutely. So, we definitely pride ourselves in being maintenance free and worry free, but definitely the social activity is really the key component. to staying active. So whether that's we're playing music trivia or doing trivia games, you know, or we're doing active things. So we just had our Oktoberfest last week where we had a crowded dining room. So, you know, we had live music, we have drinks, and we have the social activity in that manner, as well as physical activity. So our activities lifestyle manager, Sarah Reedy, she leads all of our instructor-led classes, whether it be aqua aerobics or chair yoga or anything like that. So on top of all the normal, you know, bridge and rummy games that we have going on, painting. So the list is truly endless of what you can do, or play bocce every Saturday or Thursday morning with the guys. So the active component is really what makes us unique to everything. Or come to the casino with us. We go at least once a month. So we definitely have some fun outside trips as well.
You know, I wish that people would tour a place like yours, Tony, because I think that statistic about wanting to stay at home would go down drastically if they knew how much fun it was inside these active adult communities. There's so much going on all of the time. So Adam, I know that you work with these types of communities a lot, because once people move in, they want to remain independent. They don't want to go into assisted living. And Tony's company is very good about working with private duty agencies to keep their residents there in the apartments. So what would you find some of the things are when you've got an active adult community like this? What are some of the needs to keep them there? They can be as simple as just getting down to the dining room, I'm sure.
Yeah. So when you look at those opportunities, if you know you're looking at mom and dad and we're seeing opportunities of a fall risk or forgetting to take medications, or, you know, or maybe they're not participating in a lot of those activities and they just need some encouragement. Home care is a great answer to a lot of these situations, because if you look at the finances part of it, right? If you're going to move into an assisted living or a memory care community, the cost is going to be significantly higher than if you were to move into an independent living. And in some cases, not all, you know, you might not need all the amount of care that assisted living is going to provide. So when you look at independent living combined with home care services, it is actually a perfect match, because you can have a custom plan that makes sense for you, and having an aide or a CNA come in just as much as you need it.
Right.
So there's a lot of situations, and I'll give you an example. We have a resident over at one of Tony's communities that just needs help a little bit more in the morning. You know, 1 hour in the morning. Golden Care, we come in on a regular basis every other day to help that person kind of, you know, get ready for the day, set their day up for success. They don't need someone there for an extended period of time, but they're only paying for 1 hour of someone to come in and really help with that. And then, you know, they pay for their, you know, independent living community. So from an economic standpoint, it's much more affordable to have a la carte home care services and, you know, drive that cost down. I think also something that we should bring to the table is the current real estate environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk a lot about, you know, right now, I mean, I joke all the time, like I could sell my house for a premium, but if I'm selling my house, I'm selling high, I'm going to have to buy high.
And where are you going to go?
Right. Exactly. The only people who are really winning right now, and Tony, I mean, hats off to you and your team, are people who are downsizing into independent living communities, because that's the nature of it. People can sell their houses at a huge premium, downsize to a beautiful community like that, kind of store some money away for the rainy day where they might need some home care support. It's a really good opportunity.
I couldn't agree more. I think that I mean, what you're saying is absolutely true, because I feel the same way. I could sell mine, but where am I going to go? And I've literally asked Tony if it's okay. You know, it's just down the street. Can I move into Dimond Oaks Village? And I know that you're almost full, which is a great problem to have. I think that speaks volume for your staff and your care team. Now, you guys also provide transportation. Do you want to go into a few more details on some of the, I mean, obviously you have these great activities, but talk to us about, you know, there is some food options, there's transportation options. What are some of the other advantages of moving into a community like yours?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Adam was touching on, you know, you're paying for options. So like both of our communities, breakfast is included. We do have options for the evening as well too, but that's something that's not going to be incorporated if you don't want to pay for that. Transportation is always free. So we go to doctors, we go to Publix, we go to Target. Of course, we'll go to your Whole Foods and things of that nature. We do.
And the casino.
And the casino, absolutely. We go to the, so, I mean, we go to a lot of different places, with some of the places that, you know, have plays and dinner and a show have opened up. So we started going back to those as well too. So it's really based on, our resident base and where they want to go to as well. Of course, if you still drive, we have covered parking. So that's something that's included and is huge for our residents and has been a main factor for those transitioning over to independent living and downsizing as well. So plus what a lot of places don't have are large units. So we have things from 600 square feet all the way up to almost 2,000 square feet, which a lot of 55 and over places don't have as well too. So we definitely offer that variety.
We call that the penthouse at Dimond Oaks Village in Sandalwood.
That's right.
So I also think it's very important for us to mention that you're pet friendly. Are there any size requirements or stipulations? Because a lot of the independent living communities won't allow anything over 25 or 35 pounds.
So we're around the same. We're about 35. We're a little bit more lenient. There are some breed restrictions, but you can bring up to 2 animals per apartment home. And we do have a dog park at Dimond Oaks Village. So bring them, let them off the leash and let them enjoy themselves. And it's a great dog park because it has those obstacles and things for your 4-legged fur baby to get their energy out.
Perfect. And I know that housekeeping and dog walking and things like that are not things that are necessarily included at Dimond Oaks Village, but that's where Adam comes in again. So talk to us about some of the care that you provide. Talk to us about what a care plan is, how that sets up the expectations for you and your caregivers, and some of those supplemental services that people might not think about that they would want help with.
Well, you're absolutely correct. A lot of people think of home care and they think that their mom or dad or their spouse has to be very ill to engage in types of services. The reality is we love when we get phone calls from people who are being super proactive about getting support. As I said earlier, about taking some of those responsibilities off of your plate, like, you know, changing your bed linens, doing your laundry, that's grocery shopping trips. And even if you're giving up the keys and you need, you know, transportation to doctor's appointments, those are all things that we can come in and develop in that care plan. So Golden Care, we would get to know you a little bit more on a personalized level, because we want to be super intentional when we find the right caregiver for you. Mm-hmm. So we want to take some time, about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, to get to know you and your family dynamic, your situation, and really how we fit into your life. We never want people to feel like we're coming in and taking over or being intrusive by any way, shape, or form. We want to be part of the plan. And what I mean by that is, so we'll go detailed and understand a little bit more on a weekly basis of what's your routine. You know, where do you go to eat? Where do you do your grocery shopping? What are the types of things that you like to do? What are the things that you're willing to give up so you, again, can focus in on those items that you really enjoy? And with that, so we take all that information. It's a lot of information that we get on the front end. And then we go back to the drawing board with our team. We really are super intentional of trying to find that right fit. Because as you can imagine, we have over 100 employees, probably closer to 150 employees. Not every single employee is going to be the best match for that person.
Right.
So it does take some due diligence and making sure we're intentional. But I think that's what really sets up for a very good experience when using Golden Care services.
And another really important thing to point out before we wrap up, I'm going to say, you know, you're not going to be able to use your long-term care insurance policy when you go to an active adult community like Tony's, but here's where you can. You start needing a little care, utilizing your long-term care policy with a company like Golden Care is huge. So you can start taking advantage of that benefit. And there's so many people out there that don't realize what their long-term care policies actually cover. So Adam, you want to talk just briefly about what you guys do as an organization to make sure people are educated about their long-term care policies?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of folks that do have long-term care insurance policies, they have this idea that they can move into a senior living community and activate their policy. Well, the truth is, if you're going into an independent living community with no level of care like Sandalwood Village or Dimond Oaks, you would have to engage in with a company like Golden Care to really be able to justify the need for the activities of daily living support. So we would come in and do that evaluation. Golden Care actually offers a complimentary review of your long-term care insurance policy, whether you're interested in home care services or not. It's our kind of way to give back to the community, because we know so many people have policies and never get to use them. So a perfect scenario would be someone who's looking to downsize from their beautiful home here in Southwest Florida, kind of have that simple, I love what you said, Tony, that simple maintenance-free type of lifestyle, right? Make that transition. And as the time does engage where you need some level of support, activate that claim. Let us help you through that entire process, get those activities of daily living into a care plan, and then really activate that policy. Every policy is written a little bit different. So there's a lot of money that's left on the table that people don't have to, right? So we really want to help advocate for people to get the benefits that they deserve. And I mean, I've seen way too many times people not take advantage of it. So it's actually it's a perfect marriage, so to speak, by having our level of care come in, maybe activating that long-term care insurance policy, getting the monies you deserve, and then aging in place right there at Sandalwood or Dimond Oaks.
So Tony, just to wrap things up for us, a lot of people, including my grandmother, that when they think of a community like yours, they think they just simply can't afford it. And when you really look at how much you're spending per month on gasoline, car insurance, and all of these activities that you may be going to, it really adds up. And your community is actually really affordable. So talk to us a little bit about, what your rates are and how that works out for people that are looking to downsize.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Adam touched on earlier with the real estate market going bananas and just traditional multifamily rentals going higher, we start at $19.55, and that's a full 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, all your appliances, washer and dryer. But a lot of the costs that you're not factoring in are, do you have a gym membership? Well, we have a gym facility on site. Like you said, car insurance, car payments, or a lease. Well, we have that transportation for you as well too. We're feeding you in the morning, so that's taking care of your breakfast every day. Also, all the social activities that we have that are included, the parties, as well as the hors d'oeuvres and wind down Wednesdays that we have. Also the educational factor that we have, when we have Adam come in talking about long-term healthcare insurance and the benefits and things, all that you have to factor in. Plus, you'll never change a light bulb or an air filter again.
That's right.
So all those little things start to really add up. And when you put it down on paper, you really see how great a value is to live at a place like Dimond Oaks Village. And I did want to throw in before we end, we only work with quality community partners, people you'll find on Seniors Blue Book, and people like Adam and Golden Care who have the experience and the knowledge in our market to really take care of our seniors here. So, I mean, again, thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Adam, for being quality partners to our communities. We really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Tony, Adam. It has been a pleasure. I'm sure all of our viewers are going to have additional questions for you. And if you do, just go ahead and click the link above in the chat and you'll get in touch with these guys right away. Without further ado, gentlemen, I thank you for your time this morning, and I look forward to educating the public more and more about your services. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.